On a warm Saturday morning in Ohio, the buzz of a lawnmower drifted through the neighborhood. The smell of fresh-cut grass hung in the air, and kids played basketball in a driveway, while a man named Ethan Carter pushed his mower across a wide suburban yard. To anyone passing by, it looked ordinary, just another man mowing a lawn. But in truth, Ethan was part of something far bigger. The world around him was changing. Artificial intelligence was everywhere, writing news articles, diagnosing medical conditions, designing ads, even helping lawyers draft contracts. News headlines were filled with fear. AI could replace millions of jobs. For people working at desks and computers, the anxiety felt real. But Ethan, he wasn't worried, because Ethan had discovered something important. There are hustles that AI can't replace. The man with the mower. Ethan wasn't always in lawn care. For years, he worked in an office as a mid-level marketing coordinator. He sat at a desk, wrote emails, analyzed spreadsheets, and tried to climb the corporate ladder. But then AI tools arrived. Suddenly, what used to take him hours, writing a proposal, analyzing numbers, took AI minutes. His company laid off half the team, and Ethan was left scrambling. That's when he pulled his old mower out of the garage. At first, it was just to make extra money. He printed flyers, taped them to local mailboxes, and offered lawn mowing for $30 a yard. The calls came in quickly. Neighbors liked that he was local, reliable, and friendly. Soon, weekends filled up. Within a year, Ethan was making more money mowing lawns than he ever did in his office job. He discovered what many Americans already knew. Lawn care isn't just grass cutting. It's a $100 billion industry. People pay for mowing, edging, seasonal cleanup, landscaping, and even snow removal in the winter. And no robot mower could match Ethan's ability to adjust to hills, obstacles, and unexpected challenges. As he pushed the mower that Saturday, Ethan thought to himself, AI might be powerful, but it can't sweat under the summer sun. The call for junk removal. Later that afternoon, Ethan's phone buzzed. It was a call from a woman across town who had seen his flyer. "Do you also do junk removal?" she asked. Her garage was overflowing with old furniture, broken tools, and boxes stacked to the ceiling. She was moving out of her house and needed it cleared fast. Ethan didn't usually do junk removal, but he borrowed his cousin's pickup truck and decided to give it a shot. By the end of the day, he'd hauled 2 truckloads to the landfill and made more than $400. The woman was so relieved, she gave him a tip. That night, Ethan researched. He learned that the average U.S. household has over 300,000 items. Americans were drowning in clutter. And when people wanted it gone, they didn't want to haggle on Facebook Marketplace. They wanted speed, convenience, and muscle. That's why the junk removal industry was booming. A single job could pay anywhere from $100 to $800. And while AI could schedule a pickup or optimize a route, it couldn't drag a refrigerator down a narrow hallway or reassure a customer overwhelmed by decades of stuff. Ethan realized something important. Junk removal wasn't just about trash. It was about helping people let go, something no algorithm could do. Word spread quickly about Ethan. Friends and neighbors began asking him to help with bigger jobs. One day, a young couple in town hired him for a moving job. They were relocating to a new apartment across the city and needed help with furniture. Ethan recruited 2 friends, rented a U-Haul, and charged by the hour. By the end of the weekend, the team had earned nearly $1,000. As they carried a heavy couch up a tight staircase, Ethan laughed at the thought of AI. Could an algorithm bend a sofa around a sharp corner without scratching the paint? Could a robot lift a dresser with care so it wouldn't break? Statistics show that the average American moves an average of 11 times in their lifetime. That meant tens of millions of moves every year, and every single one required human muscle, coordination, and trust. By the end of that moving job, Ethan's arms ached, but his wallet was full. He thought, there's no AI in the world that can match sweat equity, the odd jobs that keep neighborhoods alive. One evening, Ethan was repairing a squeaky gate for a neighbor. When another man walked over, "You're handy. Could you help me assemble some furniture?" That turned into a side service of odd jobs, fixing leaky faucets, mounting TVs, painting fences, power washing driveways. These weren't glamorous tasks, but people were willing to pay $25 to $50 an hour for them. Ethan realized that many Americans simply didn't have the time, tools, or patience for these chores. They'd rather hire a reliable neighbor than gamble on doing it themselves. Platforms like TaskRabbit and Thumbtack made these jobs more visible, but the work itself remained stubbornly human. AI might give you instructions on how to fix a faucet, but when you're on your knees, water spraying everywhere, you want a human who knows what they're doing. That was Ethan's new identity. Not just the lawn guy, not just the junk hauler, but the local problem solver. Why AI couldn't replace him. As Ethan's hustles grew, people often asked him, "Aren't you worried AI will take over?" He'd smile and shake his head. AI can write your emails, but it can't mow your lawn. And he was right. His work thrived for three big reasons. Physical presence. AI can't shovel snow off a driveway in January. Someone has to show up. Human trust. Customers hired Ethan because they trusted him. They shook his hand, looked him in the eye, and knew he'd do the job right. No two jobs were the same. Every yard, garage, or move was unique. Humans could improvise. AI couldn't. These truths made hands-on hustles future-proof, resilient against the wave of automation sweeping other industries. The growth of a business. What began as survival soon became success. Ethan reinvested his earnings into better tools, a professional mower, a trailer, safety equipment, even a website. He learned to use AI tools not as competition, but as helpers. He used AI to design flyers, schedule jobs, and manage invoices. AI even helped him run social media ads that brought in new clients. But the work itself, that was still 100% human. Before long, Ethan wasn't working alone. He had hired 2 part-time helpers. His lawn care jobs were booked weeks in advance. Junk removal requests came in daily. Moving jobs filled his weekends. Ethan had built something bigger than a hustle. He had built a business. The human advantage. One summer evening, Ethan sat on his porch, watching the sun dip below the horizon. His phone buzzed again with another booking. Across the street, kids rode bikes, families grilled burgers, and sprinklers watered green lawns. He thought about the future. Yes, AI was changing the world. It was helping doctors save lives, helping businesses run smoother, even helping students learn. But here in his neighborhood, the grass would always keep growing, junk would always pile up, moves would always happen, and things would always break. And that meant there would always be work for people like him. Real, physical, human work. AI may change industries, but it can't replace the warmth of a handshake, the trust of a smile, or the effort of a long day's work. And maybe that's the most important truth of all. In a world filled with machines, human work still matters. In a world racing towards automation, some work will always belong to human hands. The lawns will still grow, the junk will still pile up, and the moves will still need muscle. AI may shape the future, but it can't replace trust, because at the end of the day, the most powerful tool is still us.